Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to part 5 of the top 7 books to master your mindset, where each day we're breaking down one big actionable idea from one of the top 7 books that has genuinely changed the way we think and the way we live. Mike, what'd you think of my welcome back?
I'm actually shocked that you've come out of your shell and actually started singing on this
You like
podcast.
that?
You're very timid. And
You know what song that is?
Of course I do.
Who sings it?
I think Nas?
No.
Something like that.
No.
All right, either way. Today's book is all about how to overcome the most toxic force on the planet. Or, as the author himself would put it, these are his own words, the force that is the root of more unhappiness than poverty, disease, and erectile dysfunction.
Damn.
Life is beautiful.
Before we get into today's episode, though, quick trivia question for you, Nick. How many rings are on the Olympic flag?
7.
That is incorrect. Try again.
I'm going to go with 5.
5. It is 5 Star Friday. And you know what that means. If you could just take 5 seconds to leave us a 5-star review, we would really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm going to keep this call to action super short. Let's get into the show. So
before you do, that song, Welcome Back, is by Mace. All right, now let's get into it.
Thank you for that tidbit.
You got it.
So for the longest time, we've been telling our brother-in-law, you have the personality for content. You need to start.
You're a star.
You're a star. You need to start creating content. And for the longest time, he dabbled. He put it off for a while. Then he dabbled here and there. Then out of nowhere, I get a notification on TikTok that B-Mart starts following me on TikTok, starts following the Feel Bros on TikTok. So I look at him like, who the fuck is B-Mart? And I look, and Marty, our brother-in-law, has been posting consistently for like 7 days without telling anybody. Yeah. And his views are actually pretty decent on some of his videos, and the content's actually pretty good. And yeah. I just had this really proud moment where I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you, Marty. Keep going.
Real quick on this note, our last episode was about systems, right? And I thought that was really something cool that he shared with me, is that he's not focused on the numbers. He basically told me he has a goal to just put out 7 episodes every week, 1 a day.
7
videos. 7 videos. So he's focused on the right things, which is awesome. Now let's get back to this.
Yeah. I was proud of him because he overcame that force that we were talking about. The force known as resistance.
Yes. Coined by our good friend.
Yes.
Who?
Steven Pressfield, who actually gave us one of our favorite interviews on this podcast. You can go and dig in the archives of the old episodes and find our interview with Steven Pressfield, the author of book number 5 in this series, The War of Art.
Yeah.
So let's start with, what is resistance?
Resistance, I mean, I'm just going to butcher this in my own words, but it's basically a force that gets in the way of you doing what you really want to do.
Or not even what you want to do, what you need to do.
Sure.
Because it'll convince you that you don't want to do it.
That's true, yeah.
You know, it's the force that gets in the way of the thing you need to do.
Yeah.
But don't want to do necessarily.
Yep.
So Pressfield describes resistance almost like it's a living thing, this invisible enemy that lives inside of you and just wants you to be your worst.
Yep.
And it's very insidious. It'll tell you things that sound like they make so much sense.
Yeah, it disguises itself as fear, distraction, procrastination, and busyness.
It's this little fucker inside of you, this dark little bastard that will convince you in any way that it can to not do.
I got to write this thing, but first I'm just going to clean this little corner of my room that actually doesn't get me any closer to doing what I have to do.
Oh, but the bed feels so comfortable. Do we have to get up on the first alarm? Oh, but we really deserve a little break today, right? We shouldn't go to the gym. We've been working hard. That's the voice of resistance.
All those voice that makes you soft.
Oh man, resistance is a freaking
yeah.
It is the force that we need to focus all of our attention to destroy.
So what does Pressfield teach us about resistance and how to overcome it?
I think my biggest takeaway from the book is this identity that he creates around someone who gives into resistance and then someone who defeats it consistently. He calls it the difference between an amateur and a professional.
A pro, yeah.
And I feel, and he actually wrote a whole nother book called Turning Pro that's even more so about this identity of being a pro.
Yep.
So basically, the amateur is someone who waits to feel inspired. The amateur is someone who gives into this voice of resistance, who is inconsistent. Sometimes they'll do the thing, other times they won't. They
Yep.
kind of pick and choose when they're going to show up and do that thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the professional shows up every single day, no matter what, and doesn't even give a chance to this voice of resistance. It shows up and it is determined, I'm here to do the thing no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think that is such a powerful mindset to have. And once we turned pro with, for example, the podcast
Yeah.
and being able to show up day after day after day, and basically we've committed that we're releasing one new episode every weekday, no matter what, for the rest of eternity. And we have gone pro with that.
Yep.
It has been a game-changing thing, because in the past it was like we didn't turn pro. We were amateurs in the sense that if we didn't feel well, we wouldn't show up to record that day. Resistance was like, you don't feel well, so like this is a perfect day to take off, right?
Yep.
The listeners won't care.
Or you're
They'll
going
just
on,
listen
you're
to the
going on
next
a
one.
long vacation. You could skip some stuff.
You'll hear in some of these podcast episodes, we are very sick, very nasally, and it doesn't matter anymore. We
Yeah.
show up and we do it anyway.
I like this concept that you're sharing with the going pro versus amateur, but I really think that just this concept of labeling this thing inside of us as resistance, giving it a name,
Yeah,
is a big idea in and of itself.
agreed.
And once you realize there's this thing that we all have in common, you're not unique for having this thing that gets in your way. We all have it. It's a force that lives inside all of us.
And that mother effer never goes away.
And it never goes away. It just it empowers you to be able to see it and then overcome it.
To label it. I think you put it perfectly when you said, like, for example, when you wake up, the most common thing is when you wake up in the morning, right?
Yep.
If you said the night before you're going to go to the gym and you made that promise to yourself, resistance, without a doubt, is going to creep in, because the bed is going to feel comfortable and you're probably going to feel a little tired. But in that moment, having that label of, oh, I see you, resistance. Like having that enemy for me, I don't know, I'm a very aggressive person, I think, but having that enemy where I can like label it and just tell it to like go fuck itself, it works for me personally.
Very intense,
It's
Mike.
I'm very intense. It's like a different energy that's not for everyone, but for me, it works really well to have that enemy that I can label and be like, no, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then like it lifts me up and it makes me feel powerful. And then I go and do the thing I know I need to do, and then I feel great.
And then when you don't do it,
Oh man,
when you give in to resistance, how do you feel?
Very angry, which is why I don't give into it anymore, because I know the pain.
That's not true. Everybody gives in.
No,
to
I'm saying
resistance.
I'm saying I try. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't say I don't give into it anymore. I should say I try to avoid giving into it as much as humanly possible, because of how much pain it causes.
Yeah.
So let's wrap
that
this
was
up.
just your little perfectionist coming out there.
Indeed, it was my fixed mindset. Bringing things full circle. So a call to action for today is to try to find one moment in your day where resistance shows up and label that bitch.
Yep.
Label it. Be on the lookout for it like a soldier in an army base tower,
Yeah.
just ready for that thing to show up, because it's going to show up. So maybe it's when you sit down to work on this really hard thing you know you need to work on, and then, oh, you see an email inbox notification. You're like, let me go answer this email. It seems a lot easier to do. And you go do that instead of the hard thing you know you need to do. Or you got home after a long day's work and you know you need to go to the gym. You said you were going to go to the gym today, but you sit on the couch and you're like, it's Friday, I might as well just relax. No. Label that shit, go to the gym, and feel great about yourself.
I like it. Thanks for hanging out with us. That was part 5 of the 7-part series. 2 more to go. Hopefully we'll see you again on Monday. Love you.
Peace.